7, 6. Msazane, 7. Souls will number 8. Bravo will be number 9, and I'll be number 10. 10 minutes in that order. Members, invitees, when a member asks you a question, assume that they've got context, assume that they've got an answer, just answer them. Let's not try and fly to Harangu and back because they're going to stop you and tell you they don't have enough time. So let's just take that. I don't want to be coming in because there's an order on this and that. Mama Seko.
Thank you very much, Chair, and again, thank you for the presentations. But before, Chair, you can start with my time. I just need to request.
We don't have time.
Okay. I'll use my time for the benefit of the members because the engagement, this is the same scenario like the CUT that we are not going to do justice in asking the questions and finish today. So we will have to continue with the engagement and we'll Chair through you to look at the times where we can go and engage. We've got the stakeholders, they're talking parallel to each other. They disagree with everything. And the fortunate part is that I come from that side. I know what the students and the unions are saying is the reality. And fortunately enough, one of your professors that have retired is my mom. So I know what is happening also in there. So the stories that we are hearing here from the management is totally different from what I used to hear all the time. So let's, Chair, I would request that we continue, but I'm going to ask my questions now. Starting with the issue of the suitability of appointments of candidates for executive positions. If maybe I can get the clarity, what does it mean? Unpack it for me. When you say the suitability, it's one of the issues. We are going to interact, so answer me. Who's going to take it? Okay.
You must press the mic.
Thanks, Honorable Chair. Suitability of candidates to be appointed at executive levels is guided by qualification. It is guided by the criteria that is set for that specific role. So for the VC role, you've got a non-negotiable criteria, like we had a PhD as a criteria for the VC. So that is guided by that, and also the portfolio itself, what it entails.
So, thank you very much. I'm stingy with the time. So if we engage again and then we request the qualification of the people that you have appointed and versus the suitability, as you mentioned it, we are going to get it that way. Okay, so we are going to do that. It's one of the things when we continue to engage that we will request that. The other question that I want to find out, you said that you are done with the library. The union is saying that it's not done. The SRC also is saying it's not done. What is the real story behind the library of the university?
Was 98% complete. We are definite that on the 13th of June, the library will be commissioned, will be handed over, and will be in use from that day onwards.
Okay. I know English is not my first language. Presentation is a library. And then, I can't. Okay. Your presentation, you said you are done with the library. It's done. You didn't say 80%. So why is 80% changing to you when you were initially you were saying you are done with the library, but now it's 80%? What is the reason for you to tell us that?
Okay, I didn't say 80%. I said 98%. Like you probably know, with most buildings, when you complete them, you literally complete them, you move them in, and there may be still one or two things that you may find that you still need to repair in that building. So that's why I'm using 98% instead of using 100%, because once people move in and use it, they may say this is not working or this is, and then you still have to fix that. It happens with every buildings that you do.
Okay,
You would
thank
always
you.
have those snags.
Thank you very much. The union rep, if you can help us out here, is the library 98%?
So the library is not complete. It's not inhabitable. It does not have a book, does not have anything. In fact, we should indicate that last week on Friday, we had undertook to actually walk there. It's not complete.
VC, what is 98%?
Well, 98% for me, it means that there are still some snags. For example, as far as I know, the books are being moved into the library so that by the 13th it is finished. But the actual renovation itself is complete.
That's what I meant, that we are hearing the total different, the books are in there, the books are not there, and we are not there to can see what is happening in there. Students, are there books in the library?
No, on our last visit, there is no books. They were just cleaning and trying to finish some things, but there is no any equipment.
Okay, thank you very much. From all the presentation you told us, what is right and what is not happening, because now it seems like we are going to ask the question, we'll find that you are lying to us with some information. So from the presentation, you said it's perfect with the bill, with the accommodation, perfect with the library, but we are hearing the total different story. So take us into confidence. What is it that we can ask you the question that it's really happening, like you are saying, it's not going to be parallel to what the union and the students are saying?
Okay, what is not parallel to what the students and us are saying is that the library is complete. The library was to be renovated. In that renovation, you had to move your books. From there, you had to move your furniture there. It is for this reason, whilst I'm saying to you, the
Ma'am,
library...
I'm not talking about the library.
Can I just finish then, please?
No, don't.
I'm
It's
talking
my
about the
time.
library.
Can I have my time?
Okay.
Yeah. You answered me.
Okay.
So I'm saying from the whole presentation, I'm done with the library. From the whole presentation, what information is correct that you can say to me, this one I can ask you the questions, is the true version of what's happening?
To my knowledge, the information that I've given you, it is true, and that is why I've presented it as such.
Okay. CFO, on the issue of the accommodation, the project started with share and it was supposed to be finished by when?
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I'll take a bit of time there.
I'm sorry, don't take time.
Okay.
Tell me the project. You had to start this time and finish
The project
this time.
was handed over to the contractor in 2013, August 2013, and it was supposed to be completed by August 2021. It was supposed to be completed by August 2023, which was a 24 months construction of the project. However, there were a number of challenges that were then encountered during the construction project. I don't know if I should go through there, but it was supposed originally to have been completed by August 2023.
Okay, thank you very much. And the cost to the project, was there an increase in amount from the project itself implementation to how much difference was there that you had to increase for the project?
Chairperson, the contractor's cost increased by 49 million. The reason for that was, of course, extension of time and other things that happened. For example, there was a rock that was found underneath that had not been picked up by geotech survey. So there was an extension of scope and the delays, so extension of time that cost the university 49 million due to the contractor. Over and above that, I should indicate there were other cost drivers. When the scoping was done, there was an estimation that the ICT and security installations will cost the university 18 million, which was a significant understatement of the costs. It came out that the installation of security installations would cost around more than 20 million, and the installation of ICT by itself will cost also more than 20 million.
Okay. Thank you
And,
very much. I
loose
tend to
items were
believe
not
all
also.
that were included in the initial project itself.
No, the second leg that I'm speaking to were not included in the so there was underscoping in the project. Those costs were underestimated. So as a result, there were expansions in that criteria, Chair.
Okay.
And that's what led the cost from the initial about 500 something million to more than 600 million that we are referring to. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And who was responsible for the construction within the university?
There have been a number of executive directors responsible for
Mention all
operations.
of them from the first until the last one.
When the project started, there was one called Dr. Muleki, who was responsible. After that, there was, but the handover happened during the time of Mr. Mtebele, who was the executive director responsible for infrastructure and operations. Then after his tenure came Mr. Fanas Banyoni, whose contract also, who left the university. After his tenure, I think I presented, Chair, that there's been quite a high turnover. There was the time of Professor Patrick Dimana, who acted in that position as the acting COO. And I should indicate that during that time, Chairperson, that was the period of 2023 and 2024, the project had been moved. And it was only that I have taken over now that the project has moved and nearing completion. Thank you.
Okay, sure. I'm sorry, just to finish on this question. When I started, I asked about the suitability of appointments of candidates in their responsibilities. So you mentioned how many people?
During the construction phase, there was Mr. Mtebele.
Just give me number. 4.
There were 4. There were 3. I'm the 4th.
Okay, you are the 4th.
Yeah. I'm
Were
the
you
fourth to
all
take over the
suitable
portfolio.
for the construction?
Can I proceed, Chair? The Deputy Vice Chancellor Operations, or COO as it was called then, is an executive member. In my understanding, they are all qualified to be executives in those positions. They met all the minimum requirements, including myself. I meet the minimum requirements for that position, or as much as by profession, I'm a chartered accountant.
I'm sorry, I mean for the construction responsibility that has cost extra 49 million. The suitability of all of you, including you, for the construction. Do you have that? Because it's in your policy that you hire, you give responsibility based on the suitability.
The person who is responsible for that, overseeing that, is the Director of Built Environment. And I can indicate that, to my recollection, all the people that were appointed in those positions were suitable for that job.
Okay, thank you. Like I said earlier when we started, we will not have enough time with Sfagamakot. That's why I indicated when the meeting started that we'll come back for them. CFO, the question she was asking, you did not answer. Let me tell you why. The answer you should have done, because the university had appointed project managers on behalf of the university to oversee. And the ones that you appointed was Royal Collins, that you had appointed for this particular project. So the question she's asking, we are overpaying by 49 million. Who is responsible? You pay because the people you have given the responsibility to your project management, project managers. So the answer you should have given to her is that don't give us the DVC operations. What are they signing? They're not signing. In fact, you as a CFO, you don't sign because DVC operations said sign here. So your answer is not right, and I don't want to assume that it's deliberate, because if it is, it's going to give us problems. The answer that you should have given to her is that we had project managers, here they are. We had these problems, here they are. And you are, towards the end, and I'm going to give you Mbombu now. You are saying all the people who have given these responsibilities, are suitable. And I will go to, when I come, you don't have to answer, I'm going to give Honorable Zuban. When I come, I'm just preparing you. That there's the person who's, I don't know whether they're acting or not in the built environment. I want you to tell me if they're engineers. You said everybody you put there, they are suitable. So I would want you to really think about, before you answer the next set of questions, because don't assume we don't have this information. I told you we have. Assume I showed you the file that I have. I'm just on page 1, rectifying what we are doing there. Honorable Ngubane.